Okay, hi everyone. Seems that I got some issues with the previous streaming for some reason. Anyway, I'll get started again, trying to actually make that one a little bit quicker. Yes, if you have any questions, just drop me text here, and then I'll try to answer the best I can. So first, the thing I wanted to cover was the S&P 500 and the potential short-term reversal we're having. We got some daily divergence. We had here the momentum struggling to actually move higher than that peak we got here. That wasn't such a concern until pretty much yesterday, where we actually seen that the momentum could not pick up above the previous peak. That's definitely showing that the trend is actually losing strength. So we'll be watching this very carefully. Should we actually break that trend line and move higher, then of course it will invalidate this and see the price and the S&P index moving higher. But still, at the moment, it is clearly struggling. It could be calling for some correction, either correction down to 3,400 or potentially 3,200. 200 would be serious support. Should we actually drop from there, but yes, of course not at that point yet, but clearly watching that. Looking at crude oil did break to the upside quite nicely, broke through 42.7. That was that big resistance, took 43.5. That was a previous high that we had back in August here, and did break with that really large candle to the upside. So at this point, 50 is the next target. So I'll be clearly watching this. Entering long at that point is a little bit risky, as we could see some pullback underneath and a retest of 43.5. That was major resistance that could become, of course, support with that trend line as well. That would be long entry point, much safer than actually trying to catch that move to the upside. It's of course possible, but not very much comfortable. So there's a possibility here of divergence that I'll be watching on the 4 hours. Should we actually see some sell signal here, that could be interesting to trade this to actually get some pullback down to the support line. Just checking it's all working now. Yeah, I think it does work now. Right, moving to natural gas. Got some nice move to the upside today. When I'm looking on natural gas following the rollover, then we had some hourly divergence that's actually pointing here to the gap closure at 297 to be a potential short entry. So I'll be watching this. Should we actually get some rejection on that trend line again and some clean sell signal, that could be interesting to actually sell this, as there's that large gap that's still open. And of course, the bigger picture that we have here is that that very large reversal pattern got broken, and we're still looking at the final target that's sitting at 230. Extension would be to close the gap at 210. So depending, of course, of a lot of things, are we going to break higher? It's still a possibility. I believe because of that trend line we're having on the hourly, that's potentially unlikely, but we'll see. On the 4 hours, we're gonna get the 200 MA. That will be making this a bit difficult. We're gonna set some divergence potentially, but that will probably happen a bit higher. So I'll be watching this in the coming days. Looking at gold, we potentially entered some bear market on gold for at least a few weeks, as we're having on the weekly chart. As we see here, that divergence broke to the downside here. And now we are looking at an objective that's actually sitting somewhere at 1450 as the end of that move. So significant move to the downside. Of course, there's still a chance that the 50 MA on the weekly chart will actually hold it. So that's 1780. It could be a buy possibility, but we need to get some buy signal at that level, because the break of that level could actually mean that we are going to drop lower, at least to 1500, potentially a bit lower. Then we're running the 200 MA that should actually support the price. So I think it's a big change, as we had an uptrend very clear on gold. We are challenging this at the moment. But even if we drop that low, and as long as we are saving on a weekly basis the 1500, we are still technically in an uptrend and not actually setting up so really long-term bear market, something like this. But for the coming weeks, I think gold will go down, at least to the end of the year, potentially earlier next year, before we can see some recovery. It's a weak time of the year for gold anyway. I think December is not the best month for the precious metals to perform, so we'll see how it goes. Looking also at copper, we have a bit of a similar situation, but that's on the daily chart. As we can see, there's a divergence happening here. We could expect now another touch of that divergence above 330. That could actually go potentially as high as 333, 334 before we can see the selling pressure resuming. If we drop to the lower time frame, so we can see here that we having that rising wedge that got broken, then back inside today. But yes, I think the selling pressure should resume, and we should see this to actually move to the downside. So we can see the running on the hourly, the trend line is running really close. So I believe we're gonna make potentially double top here, but probably not breaking much higher than this. Keeping a stop loss not too far away for any short position. I think 336 is probably safe, and of course if we break that high, then it means that we're having a new trend to the upside. That's probably best not keeping a short position there. Looking finally at coffee, I was just drawing on the 4 hours, so potential bear flag if that trend line does not actually hold. Still no indication that could be the case, but it is a possibility. So we actually break lower, and that we take that bear flag down here. We are talking about visiting 109, 108 level, and extension of course is 105, but that could actually hold here. Daily chart is not highly reliable on investing, so probably just forget about that one. But yeah, let's see how we go. If we can manage to break above 119, 120 and give that move some momentum again to the upside, then it could be interesting, and of course we'll be looking then at 130, potentially higher than that for the next target for this move. So yeah, that's about it. I'll be covering a few more of these markets during the weekend, and until then I wish you safe trading, and I speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.